Hey everybody, it is Travis and Summer Flaherty, and welcome to our home. We're excited to be here with you tonight. What you can expect tonight is to learn a little bit more about our story and how we got involved in network marketing and this exciting opportunity, this movement that everybody is talking about around the world. I'm really excited tonight because I get to co-host this hangout with my beautiful wife, Summer. You know, I'm very blessed to be able to build this business with my best friend. And, I want you to know that she's been running around tonight. She just ran in the house. We had kids going to dance and she comes running in and sits down and she's ready to go. And that's life at the Flahertys. But I'm really excited to allow Summer to tell a little bit of our story and how we got involved in this profession.
Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. I know you guys make an effort to be here and we appreciate that. You know, there's a lot of other things you could be doing right now, and we value that you chose to be here with us tonight. So, as you know, I'm Summer, Travis's wife. We've been married 15 years, and we have 5 children. When we were first married and dating and that whole process, you're staying up late, talking to the wee hours of the night, exploring your dreams and your goals, and everything's so bright and wondrous, and you have your whole life ahead of you. And you talk a lot about the things that you want in life, you know, the white picket fence, how many kids you want, where you want to live, where you want to travel, all the things that you want to accomplish in your life. And somehow you get into that life and it kind of can dim that light and dim that hope. But when we were first married, we had this bright hope and this bright dream, all these dreams that we knew we wanted to accomplish. And for us, we realized pretty quickly that the best way and the fastest way to get to where we wanted to go was through owning our own business and being an entrepreneur. And for us, the only thing we knew at the time was what traditional business looked like. And we started a gym, and we were pretty successful, had a tanning salon with that, and we quickly expanded that. We were really busy. We had kids pretty quickly also. Actually, the opening day of our gym, grand opening, Chandler came 3 days late. Of course, he had to make his grand entrance on the morning of our grand opening for our gym, so that was kind of crazy. But yes, and we had kids quickly after that. But we realized very soon that it wasn't what we thought. I mean, we loved our life. We loved that we had, what we thought was freedom compared to what other people did. But when we looked closely at it, we saw that, it was really hard day to day. Travis had to get up in the morning before the kids even worked. We're awake so that he could get up and go help people work out. People want to work out in the morning before work, and they want to work out after work. So we never saw the kids. He never saw the kids. They were sleeping at night when he got home. I'd do my best to try to get the kids to see him when they were awake, take them down to the gym. But it was really hard. We were happy and it was awesome. And we thought, man, this is great, but it's not what we thought it would be. The employees, all that stuff. You always have to pay everybody else before you pay yourself sometimes in those situations. But anyway, so some unfortunate events occurred and we ended up losing everything. And it was a really tough time that we went through, especially having children as a parent. You think, when you start having those thoughts of, how am I going to feed the kids? What do we have left in the refrigerator? We need diapers, we need milk. And then,
did I marry the right guy? No, it's teasing you.
Actually, I never ever had those thoughts. But yeah. So and then you're robbing Paul to pay Peter's because this bill's due, and shoot, we're late at that. How late can we be with this bill before we have to pay it? And then okay, we can be late there, and then we'll be late on this bill next month, and we'll save all our money. I don't know if any of you have experienced that before in your life, but it's really stressful. At one point, we had our gas turned off. And it was in winter time, and we were in Utah, and it was so cold, and we were all snuggled up in our bed to try to keep our kids warm, and anyways, it was very trying. We had cars repossessed. I'll say cars because
Multiple.
yeah,
Multiple.
yeah, I know it was really embarrassing, and it took us a while before we could even talk about those things. And during this particular time where we were really just down in a rut, we had a friend and a really good neighbor that was one of the first people we met when we were moved to Utah, and we had seen his success in traditional business, and he decided to join network marketing, and we're like, ooh. So yeah, why would you join network marketing? Your business is doing so amazing. You travel, you do all these, awesome things, but he was gone from his family a lot. And anyways, he joined this business, network marketing, did it on the side until he could completely quit his traditional business. And we started to see this transition of him being able to have more time freedom with his kids. And when he traveled, he was able to do those things with his family and not just because he had to be away on business for weeks at a time. And anyway, so we've been watching this progression from the outside, being a friend and neighbor, and then this happened to us, and we found ourselves in such a really tight spot. And Travis had been avoiding this meeting because, we were friends and we hung out with families and barbecues and stuff like that. But then there was this other invites that he kept inviting Travis to lunch. And he's like, I want to talk to you about this thing that I got involved with. And we've been avoiding it, to be honest, because we thought, hey, we're in traditional business. We got it. We're doing good. But then when things changed, we decided to be a little bit more open. And I don't really talk about this too much, but when Travis went, he took the golf meeting. He actually invited him to golf, and Travis went to go golf with him. And I was kind of nervous because I saw this guy and what he was able to do, and we viewed it firsthand. But I don't know. I just didn't know if it was for us. And I was scared. It was something new, and I was like, what do people think of us? I don't know. Are we going to lose friends over it? But anyways, he went and accepted this golf invitation. They went golfing. And that says a lot for you people out there that happen to know that Travis hates golf. He also hates golf because he's not very good at it. But anyways, so he came home, and I remember that look that he had in his eye. It was the first time I had seen in a while, after going through this struggle and hardship. He had this sparkle in his eye, and he had this excitement in his voice, and I could tell that something had changed, and I knew that whatever he had decided from that meeting, he had to do it. I had to support him 100% because I saw that magic. I call him my millionaire magic man, because when he gets that glimmer in his eye and his hope and his desires and his spark, he's like magic. And anyways, I knew that this was going to be something that would change our life. And it has. It was not always easy. We persevered. We had a great time. We met so many people, and our life has changed so much. I look at where our life is today, and I think, I can't believe this all started from a horrible time that we went through, where we were able to have our minds opened to something new. I don't even want to think about where we would be. We've been able to take our family to trips to Hawaii for a week. We have 5 kids. That's pretty expensive. And stay at the nicest resorts. And we've been able to take our kids on a Disney cruise. Oh my gosh, my kids would watch the Disney Channel all the time. And when the new cruise ship came out, they're like, I want to go on that. And I'm like, oh, Disney cruise? I hear this like super expensive. And I don't know, when would we be able to afford that? We've been able to take our kids with us to conventions and been able to teach our children what it means to be an entrepreneur and what it means to be able to help change people's lives. Travis and I recently were able to take a trip down to Brazil and visit the Moore Project and be able to start giving back in ways that we never dreamed of. And I can't even tell you how it warms my heart not to just have those opportunities for myself, but I see how it affects our children. And I know that we are helping to create a future generation of entrepreneurs, and how many lives we're going to be able to change through that, as well as through what we've been able to do. So
Yeah, I think that for me, probably my favorite part is that for the first 3 children that we had, I was gone all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so since that time, Tuscany, who is now 8 years old, I've been at home with her since the time that she was born. And the difference and just being able to be at home and be a part of your children's lives as they grow up, that time is irreplaceable. Your time is the most valuable commodity that you have. And now my best buddy, my little 3-year-old came in. I'm home with him every single day. And I just can't tell you that, it's priceless to be able to experience that. Now, I don't know why you're here, but here's what I do know. Now more than ever before in the history of our economy, it's so hard for me to sit down. I'm like a pacer. I love to talk. Now more than ever before in the history of our economy, people are looking for solutions and they have no idea where to turn. Every single one of us right now that's on this presentation knows someone that's going to go to bed tonight saying a prayer asking for financial solutions. I want you to think about that for a moment. Every single one of us knows somebody that wants to be able to have more time in their life to be able to do the things that they want to do rather than the things that they have to do. And we all know somebody who has poor health, that suffers from either obesity or some type of a chronic illness as a result of their poor habits, their poor lifestyle. And what excites me is that I am in a position where I provide solutions to those greatest challenges that we face today. In the early 1900s, 90% of the population in the United States was self-sufficient. They were self-employed. They were able to provide for themselves and their families. Today, 90% of the population is dependent upon someone else. And many of those, a very, very surprising large statistic, is actually dependent upon the government, Social Security or food stamps or what have you. The average household income in the United States right now is $4,120. That's down $3,000 per year from where it was just a few years ago. If you look at the lay of the land right now, this is the first time in the world, in the history of the United States, that our children will do worse than their parents have done. You think about that, and it's because of the economy. It's because jobs are going overseas. I went into a McDonald's the other day, I went into a Chili's the other day, and we went to go place our order. There was no waitress. You just ordered right there on an iPad. I've seen online McDonald's that are now trialing these big, electronic machines that when you walk up, you can place an order without having to engage with someone. Just the other day, drive up to a bank and the bank tellers are no longer there, and there's a little screen right there on the front, and somebody pops on, and that person's in Delaware, and they're sitting there and they're taking your deposit without even interacting with someone anymore. And so you think about that, and you think about the direction of where we're going with an education standpoint. You have people today that are paying more money to be able to go out and get a degree, and then they're having a difficult time going out and finding a job. And so what ends up happening is they're working several jobs to be able to make ends meet. I want you to think about this for a moment. If I approached you right out of high school and I said, boy, do I have the deal for you. Here's what we're going to do. You go out and you go borrow $30,000, $40,000 and you pay that to me. And I'm going to mentor you over the next 4 years. I'm going to teach you a trade. And during that time, it's going to be difficult. You're going to have to work extremely hard. But at the end of that 4 years, here's the good news. I'm going to give you a piece of paper. And that piece of paper is going to allow you to go out and get what we call as a job. Okay, we're going to give you a job now. Here's where it gets really good, though, because you're going to start working, and you're going to have to take a good chunk of the money that you're making to be able to pay back the education. You're going to work 50 weeks a year, but I'm going to give you 2 weeks to be able to do whatever it is that you want to do in your life. Sounds pretty good so far, right? No, it gets better. So you're going to do that for the next 40 years, and you're going to be able to make just enough money to be able to make ends meet. You're probably going to go into debt just so that you can send kids to college and continue to pay the bills. And when you do retire, here's the best part. You're going to retire with little to no money in the bank, and you're going to live on 1/3 of the money that you couldn't afford to live off of in the first place, which is Social Security. My question to you is, would you take that deal? Not only would you say no, you'd say, heck no. But here's the reality. Society has bought into that deal. What we have to understand is that this is a new world economy that we live in. And if we fail to adapt, if we fail to innovate, we will continue to see people struggling and suffering. Now, let me give you an alternative. Let's just say that there was a way where you could work part-time, 20 hours a week, meaning we're not going to take you away from your job. You still got to pay the bills, but in your spare time, we're going to start working on building your future. So 20 hours a week, we do that 50 weeks a year. That's 1,000 hours. And you do that for the next 4 years. But at the end of that 4 years, you were in a position where you had enough passive residual income. That's mailbox money, money that just continues to come in, whether you go to work or not. You had enough money coming in that you could go out and do the things that you want to do rather than the things that you have to do. Would you take that deal? Ladies and gentlemen, that's why we're all here. That's the deal that we got involved with. It didn't happen overnight. Summer's right, but you know what? We went to work and we started building our future. And as a result of that, we've been able to live our life on our own terms, life by design. That's what network marketing offers. And what I'm so excited about is that MYNT is leading the charge right now in the network marketing profession. In fact, we have a vision to go help 1 million families create an additional revenue stream of $1,000 per month. We call them 1 million thousandaires. I want you to think about that for a moment. What would an extra $12,000 a year mean for you and your family? Would it make a difference as far as paying down debt, being able to take a vacation for the first time in I don't know how many years? Would it allow you to be able to send somebody to school, just take the pressure off just a little bit? How would it make a difference in your life? That's our goal. That's our vision. Now, how is MYNT different? How is MYNT leading the charge? First of all, we believe in an all-inclusive model. You know, in the past, companies have made the mistake of trying to force everybody into being a distributor. And here's the thing, not everybody wants to go build a downline. Not everybody wants to go and promote this business to their friends and their families and colleagues. Some people just want to be customers. And you know what? We are absolutely okay with that. So if people want to come in and they just want to be part of our MYNT Moment community, which is an active community that goes out and makes a difference in our own backyard, and they just want to be a friend to the company, we embrace that. If they want to just come in as a customer and just use our products, you know what? We've got a place for you. We're not going to try and force you to be a distributor. If you want to get involved and you want to be a health professional and you want to go out and present our products to your clientele without having to worry about recruiting or without having to even worry about talking to them about network marketing, we have a place for you. If you want to build a part-time business here, we have a place for you as well. And if you really want to go out and build a full-time income, then we have an opportunity for you as well. We call that an all-inclusive model. It's all about communities today. We also believe that everyone should be able to afford to be healthy, to have access to affordable products. Let's face it, in our profession, we've got a problem in this industry. It's called overpriced, overhyped products. We've got companies that are out there that are marketing products that are 5, 6, 7 times what that product would sell for in the marketplace today. So what ends up happening? You have distributors that are out there that are overhyping the product to justify the cost. You will never see that at MYNT. We have a stamp called MYNT Approved, and one of the pillars of this company is that we will never market a product if it is not competitive in the marketplace. And if you go take a look at our pricing, you will see that it is absolutely incredible. We believe that everybody should be able to take a vacation or 2 every year to be able to go out and create amazing life experiences with the people that they love and care about most. You know, I was on the phones with somebody the other day, and you know, it was somebody that was married, and they said that they have never ever taken a vacation before, other than just driving to a getaway for a weekend. That's not acceptable. We're here because we want to be able to create those amazing experiences with the people that we love and care about most. And with MYNT, we are creating a vehicle that allows people to go out and do that. We believe that professionals, people that want to come into this profession and do this full-time, should be paid a full-time income right up front. You know, we've got Generation Y that's coming into this industry. You know, I'm talking about 19, 20, 21 years old to 37 years old, and they are driving this industry. They're coming into the industry by the droves. And why? It's because they grew up on social media. They grew up with an iPhone in their hand, and they don't want to sit behind a desk. They don't want to go work for somebody for 40 years. They understand that the old models do not apply. So we're seeing them come into the network marketing profession. And so companies have to change the way that they have done business, because in the past, the money was always on the back end. How many of you have come in and worked extremely hard and you've made somebody else a lot of money, but you haven't been able to create any income for yourself? And so what MYNT did is they created a front-end bonus. It's called our 4x4 bonus. Don't confuse that for a car. It's our 4x4 bonus, and it is the most aggressive front-end compensation plan that I have ever worked with in the last 10 years. And what it's doing is it's changing lives. It's creating incredible stories. We believe that everybody wants to be a part of a community that leads with service. We talk about these pillars of MYNT. We have, our MYNT approved, which is all about providing incredible products. We have our MYNT moments, which is all about doing random acts of kindness and making a difference. The company every single month comes out with a theme. It might be cancer. It might be going out and making sure that people are feeding the homeless. And then what we do at the leadership level is we start to go out in communities in our own backyard and do these random acts of kindness. And we are attracting people that just want to be a part of that movement and be a part of those random acts of kindness. We believe that it's not about the money. We're not going to go out there and we're not going to be that company that pitches you on get in now and make lots of money. We're not going to be that company that pitches you on timing. Guys, this is not about hype. This is about substance. See, we've seen a lot of companies that have come in over the years like waves. The problem is that waves crash. This is not a wave. This is a movement. This is something that's going to continue to grow, continue to go, and it's because we have a solid foundation. The product line that we have is unbelievable. We were fortunate enough to be able to partner with Mark McDonald. For those of you that don't know Mark, he's on CNN as the fitness and nutrition expert. He's frequently on Access Hollywood. He hosts Headline News. He's the president of the American Diabetes Association. He's a #1 bestseller, and he created the Core and Diet program that is now featured on Headline News every single week. Not just the products, but the results that these products are delivering. It's not just a, hey, take a shake and replace 1 or 2 meals. This is an entire program that teaches you how to change your nutritional habits, incorporate supplementation, incorporate exercise, and the people that are getting involved with this program are changing their lives. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, go to CoreIn8, the number 8, CoreIn8.com. We also have another category, which is our energy drinks. Energy today is a $16 billion industry. And you think about that and you think, man, these companies, they're marketing to our children, and these products are horrible for you. They're full of chemicals and toxins, synthetic ingredients that make you spike your energy, and then they crash, and over a period of time, you start to cause harmful effects to your body. And so what we're doing is we're providing a healthy, natural alternative. We've got some great products. We're going to continue to expand and offer a wide variety of products that appeal to the masses. We won't just be that energy drink company. We won't just be a weight loss company. You know what? If anything, we're company. And I'm really excited about the direction that we're going. And last but not least, the company did launch a couple of weeks ago. I don't believe in the timing pitch, but I do want people to understand at least where we are right now. We pre-launched on April 19th. We did $1 million in sales within our first week. We spent the last 9 months really creating the foundation for this company. And we officially launched just a couple of weeks ago in Las Vegas. We had thousands of people there. It was one of the biggest launches that I've ever seen in a long time. And we had people come from around the world. And the reason why is because we have a very unique opportunity. There's a convergence of forces that are coming together right now that are very rare. You see, we are sitting in a position where our parent company was the biggest story in the first decade of the new millennium. These guys went to $1 billion per year in sales within 3 years. They've paid out billions of dollars in commissions, expanded into 40 countries around the world. And now they're doing it again with a brand new opportunity, a brand new product line, brand new executives, brand new compensation plan. But MYNT is the future of the Monavie franchise. MYNT is the future of the Monavie Corporation. And I couldn't be more excited about where we are headed, and who we are attracting at this stage of the game. And so what we'd like to encourage you to do is get back to the person that invited you here. Make sure that you sit down and take a closer look at what we're doing. Talk a little bit about what your goals are and see if there's a match here. Maybe a good fit, may not, but at least make sure that you know what it is that you're saying yes or saying no to. So with that, we want to say thank you for tuning in tonight. We want to invite those of you that are looking to make a difference in your life to come join us. 2 years from now, one of two things is going to happen. You're either going to say to yourself, I remember the opportunity. I remember hearing about MYNT. It was just getting going. Everybody was talking about it. It was a very exciting time. And I took action. And because I did, I was able to put myself into a completely different position, put my family in a completely different position. Or chances are you're going to say, you know what? I remember hearing about that opportunity. There were some things that, that Travis and Summer said that maybe stood out to me, but I chose not to take action. And now I'm hearing that name MYNT all over the place. it's a household name, it's a household brand, and I remember that I had a chance to be a part of it. It's up to you, ladies and gentlemen. And so with that, I want to say thank you very much. I want to invite those of you that are ready to launch your business, you're ready to get started, and you want to understand how not only you can get started into the business, but more importantly, how you can get your initial investment back and get your business started tonight. We're going to do a quick 15-minute training here in just about 3 to 4 minutes where we're going to go through our entire system and show you how we are different. Because we believe that residual income is a function of consumption. We're not going to go out and just sell the promote business money story, and we're going to show you exactly how here in just a couple of minutes. And so with that, we'll be right back with you. We're going to get set up for that. And I want to say thank you to everybody that tuned into the presentation tonight. We'll see you guys soon. All right, welcome back. For those of you that are looking to get started with us and you want to understand a little bit about our system and how to get your business launched tonight, I'm talking about literally getting involved in a business, and I'm going to show you a way within the next 24 hours how you can actually get all of your money back. And here's the key: without recruiting one person. So we're going to talk about that in just a couple of minutes. But before that, I want to talk about how you can get started in the business. So number one, for those of you that are looking to lose a little bit of weight, you're looking to maybe get in shape and get back on supplementation, which is an essential part of just living an optimal life, we have what's called the Core Transformation Program. It's broken up into 3 different phases. Phase number 1 is the cleanse detox phase. And what it does is it's kind of, the analogy I would give you is you wouldn't go get an oil change and not change the oil filter, right? Because if you've got a dirty oil filter, it's not going to do you a whole lot of good. And so anytime that you're looking to transform your life, get on a fitness program, get involved in some type of a nutritional program, you want to make sure that you've cleansed everything out first. And so our detox cleanse cleanses out the kidneys, it cleanses out the colon, it cleanses out the liver. And the way that it works is it flushes all of the garbage and the waste out of your system. The average weight loss is 9 to 7 pounds in that first week. Then we move into our second phase, which is our Ignite phase. And our Ignite phase is designed to get your metabolism working the way that it should be again. Our metabolism is a byproduct of our environments. Many of us are skipping meals, we're not eating when we should, and over a period of time, the body starts to adjust. Your body is a survival mechanism. It's designed to keep you alive. And so in many cases, what happens is the metabolism slows down so that it can start storing fat to keep your body alive. And so what we do is we start to incorporate the shakes, we start to incorporate the probiotics, we start to incorporate a thermogenic that starts to get the metabolism working as it should. We start to bring in some exercise. We start to teach you about what you should be eating, the optimal foods that get your body functioning the way that it's supposed to. We get you feeling good again. You know, it's incredible. You don't realize how bad we feel until we start feeling good again. And you think, gosh, man, I felt horrible. Then it goes into phase 3, which is all about now your personal goals. It's all about customizable nutrition. If you want to build muscle, we've got boosts that you put into the shakes that are designed to help you build muscle with creatine and protein in them. We've got omega fish oils. We've got all kinds of different products. And this is an entire program. That's the key that I want everybody to understand. So that for those of you that just want to get involved with our Core Transformation Program, the entire program is $298. If you compare this to Weight Watchers and some of the other full nutrition programs, we're talking about $400, $500 per month. And this is going to get you everything for $298. Remember that MYNT approved stamp. It's all about incredible pricing. Now, for those of you that are saying, you know what? I like what I hear, and I am open to making some additional income. Here's what is exciting. You can get started in the business for as little as $39. $39 is going to allow you to be able to turn on your website, turn on your back office. You're going to be able to secure a position in the organization. Now, what you have to do is you have to go out and you have to get some inventory to be able to get your business started. So $39 allows you to get your website, your back office turned on, and then you have to place an initial order of at least 100 points. We call them points just because, remember, dollars are not around the world. So 100 points, which is going to allow you to essentially turn the open sign on in your office. You're open for business at that point. You have to order at least 100 points a month to be able to stay active within the business. Now, for those of you that are saying, listen, if I really want to do this, I want to treat this like a business. One thing that Summer and I have learned is that if you treat it like a hobby, it'll cost you like a hobby, right? For those of you that like golf as a hobby, it probably costs you a few $100s a month. It's no different in this business. But if you treat it like a real business, it'll pay you better than any business that you can imagine. So we've got a couple of different options. We have what's called a junior promoter, and we have a senior promoter. The junior kits are at $330. What's exciting about these kits is that it comes with a 1-year application that provides you with all the tools and the support that you need. It's one of the best apps that I've ever seen. The technology in this company is incredible. That gives you everything that you need to be able to track your back office, all of the tools and resources to be able to go out, learn the business, and grow the business. So you're going to get an app, you're going to get your website, your back office to manage all aspects of your business, and you're going to get plugged into a team and a community that's going to take you under their wing and spoon feed you the critical knowledge that you need to avoid the pitfalls and trial and error that most people go through in this industry. And then we have a senior kit, which is approximately $600, and the senior kit's going to give you a little bit more inventory. You see, there's two things that you need to really be successful in this business. Number one, you've got to have a personal testimonial of the products, and you've got to have some additional inventory to start getting that inventory out into people's hands. The senior kit gives you enough products, not just for you and sometimes for your family to consume, but it also gives you a little bit of extra inventory to go out and grow your business. In addition to that, the senior kits are also going to give you an advantage when it comes to our compensation plan. The number one objective in business is to be profitable. And when you come in at a senior kit, what it does is it doubles your upfront bonus. We call it that 4x4 bonus. It gives you a ×2 multiplier for the rest of your life in this business every single time that you qualify for that bonus. And so it's a significant difference when it comes to the overall financial income that you're going to be bringing in. And so there are some definite advantages. Get back again to the person that invited you here, and they'll go through all of this in greater detail and help you to choose the right path for you. But tonight, what I really want to spend the rest of my time on is I want to talk a little bit about our system for just a moment, because this is really one of the key things that separates us from the competition in the industry. You see, I've got a little bit of a challenge with the way that things are done in network marketing. You see, what happens is a lot of times the story is all about the money. It's all about recruit. I call it recruiting from business builder to business builder. And I want you to follow me on this for a moment. You see, in our industry, 20 people, let's say 20 people come into the business. Out of those 20 people, 18 of them are generally new. They don't have a circle of influence. They don't have credibility. They don't have posture experience. They don't have the ability to pick up the phone and call a friend or a family member and say, hey, listen, I just joined a business. I spent $600, and you know what? You're doing this thing with me, right? Because it doesn't, if you think about that, it doesn't make a lot of sense. You know, we're setting those people up for failure. What we tell them to do is come in and spend $600. Actually, the average in the industry is a little bit higher than that. It's approximately around $800, $900. And then what we're doing is we're saying we want you to make a names list, and we want you to start calling those people and do what? Invite them to join your business. I want you to think about that. If I called you up, and I've never had any success in this business before, I haven't even done it before, and I called you up and said, hey, listen, I went to this meeting last night. I got really, really excited. And you know what? I don't even know that much about the company, but what I do know is, they just launched and I spent $600, and you know what? I haven't made any money yet. But if you join me, then you know what? I'll make some money, and then you'll go out and do the same thing. Click, and that's what happens. And unfortunately, these people, here's the life cycle. I call them that new recruit, or that brand new distributor that comes into the business. The life cycle of that brand new distributor is like this. They spend $600. They get a ton of product that shows up on their doorstep. They go and put it in the garage because they don't know what to do with it. And so then the second month, they're told, okay, I've got to place an order. I've got to place that auto shipment, that 100 points that you have to order every month to stay active in the business. And they trust the process. So they place another $100 order. The boxes arrive, they go out and put it in the garage with all of the other products. But here's the thing, about that point, they're starting to kind of wonder whether or not this was a good investment, because they've got a ton of product. They've maybe talked to a few people. They were rejected because it doesn't make sense to pick up the phone and call someone and invite them to look at your business when you don't even have any success or a story at all. And so they don't like the way the rejection feels. So they stop talking to people about the business. And pretty soon that third month comes around and that auto shipment is due again. And here's what happens. They place the order, it hits their card, and it reminds them that, gosh, man, I got a ton of this product. And you know what? They turn their auto shipment off. And the average life cycle is 90 days. Does that sound familiar for those of you that are watching this? 90 days, a person comes in, and by the way, at the end of that 90 days, now they're frustrated. They almost feel like they were taken advantage of because they've still got a year's worth of product sitting out in the garage. Ladies and gentlemen, that's 18 out of the 20 people that are coming into our profession. That's not acceptable. And so what do? We take the 2 people that do have experience, credibility, influence, posture, confidence, moxie, and what do? We start the whole process over again, and we start running with their contacts, and we bring in another 20 people. And the entire industry is built around that 90 days that we can keep Aunt Betty on auto ship. That's not good enough. And you know what? That works when a company is in momentum. That works when that's the hot company that's out there right now. Why? Because they're putting more people in the front door, and even though they're running out the back door, there's more coming in the front door. But here's what happens. Remember we talked earlier about waves, right? Waves crash. So what happens is those companies come in and everybody's talking about, and I did 50 million or 100 million in my first year, and we're in year 2, 200 million. And all of a sudden, they're not the hot story anymore, right? Because they've been building on hype, not substance. It's all about the money. It's all about business builder to business builder. And so what ends up happening is eventually the recruiting slows down. And all of a sudden, people are running out the back door, and guess what happens? The company crashes. It implodes. We call that building, again, from business builder to business builder. I want you to understand something here. At MYNT, and with our system, we believe that residual income is a function of consumption, not recruiting. Residual income is a function of consumption, not recruiting. And there is a significant difference. Now that we know the story of Aunt Betty and what traditionally happens, gets in, buys a ton of product, 90 days later, out the door, let's talk a little bit about how we do things here at MYNT, how we are different, how we help Aunt Betty, number one, to get her initial investment back before anything else. Because I want you to think about this. If you and I started a business today, let's say it was a shoe store, and we went out and we spent $50,000 to get the inventory that we need, and it's grand opening, and we go ahead and we cut that ribbon today, what's our number one objective with that inventory? It's to move the product as quickly as possible, right? Because we understand that that product, that inventory equals cash flow. But in network marketing, for whatever reason, we just say, I'll go buy a bunch of product and go set it in the garage and go out and start recruiting people. If you want to know if a company is building from a business builder to business builder mentality, it's very simple. Ask them this question. If I invest this $500 or I invest this $1,000, how do I get my money back? And if they answer you by saying, well, if you just go recruit 4 people, or if you just go recruit 8 people, you'll get your initial investment back, then they're building from business builder to business builder. There has to be a way to get your money back without recruiting, because it doesn't make sense that the average person is going to go out and be able to recruit without a story. So here's what we do. First of all, there was a study that you have to understand that really is the philosophy behind our entire system. We call this our hot market system. And the way that it works is this. Over in England, they went to a group of homes and they knocked on the door, and they had a big sign, and it said, slow down, children are playing. And they go up to the homeowners and they said, listen, we're trying to do good, and the sign says, slow down, children are playing. Would it be okay if we put this sign in your yard? And literally less than 10% of the homeowners said yes. Why? Because it's a big, ugly sign. They don't want it in their yard. So then they get a smaller sign, not as obtrusive, and they go to a second group of homes, and they knock on the door and say, hey, listen, we're trying to do good. Would it be okay if we put this small sign in your yard that just says, slow down, children are playing? 70% of the people said yes this time. But here's the interesting statistic. Out of those 70% that said yes, they went back to them 30 days later, and they asked them a simple question. The sign is too small. Would it be okay if we put this bigger sign in your garden? We're trying to do good. We'd appreciate your help and support. Just trying to make a difference. This time, 80% of those people that originally said yes to the small sign said yes to the big sign. This is the same big sign that originally only 10% of the people said yes to. So what does that tell us? It tells us that people are more willing to agree to do something small before they do something much bigger. Think about this for a moment. Think if you knew my family. Not even that well. You just knew me well enough to know that the names of my children, even if we were just friends on social media and we had a couple of interactions, and if I called you up and said, hey, listen, my daughter Tuscany is selling Girl Scout cookies, and we've got a lofty goal. We want to be the #1 sales person in the entire, what do they call them, brownies or troop or whatever it is. She wants to be the #1 salesman in the state. And I know it's a lofty goal, but with your support, with your help, we believe that we can get there. Would you be willing to buy a couple of boxes of cookies? I want you to think about that. What would your answer be? Your answer would be yes. And the reason why is because I asked for your help. And because we all have an innate desire to want to help others achieve their goals. Why? Because it wasn't a big obtrusive sign. I wasn't calling up saying, hey, listen, I just joined this business that I don't know anything about, but I'm pretty excited about it. And you know what? It just launched. And if you give me $600, I'll make some money, which is an ugly sign, which is why those people get rejected. So here's what we do. With that philosophy, what we do is we have created packs with a purpose. So first of all, when you come in on our junior or our senior kits, We have specifically created this pack with one objective. That is to help the promoter get their money back as quickly as possible. You see, with most plans, what they do is they just put a bunch of product in there. Usually it's the product that's got the largest margin, and they dump a bunch of other stuff in there just so that they feel like there's value there, but there's really no strategic plan whatsoever. Because remember, the way that you get your money back, go out and recruit people. What we've done is we've created packs with a purpose that if you get involved and you follow the system, you can get your initial investment back. And here's how it works. I'm going to give you an example. So let's just say that you decided to come in on our junior pack and you decided to buy just the EMV energy drinks. You thought, you know what, energy's big right now. Everybody's drinking them. And you know what? I really resonate with the energy drinks. So here's how it works. So you come in at a lower pack, the $330 level, you're going to get 6 packs of energy. Okay? 6 cases of energy. In each case, there's 24 cans. Okay? So 24 cans. And if you break that down, that's a total of 4 6-packs. So that's 4 6-packs, right? So you're getting 4 6-packs for every case, which is a total of 24 total 6-packs that we have. Now, here's the first thing that we are going to teach. This is step number 1. And if somebody comes back to me and says, man, I'm lost and I don't know what to do, I'm going to say, have you done step 1 yet? And if they said no, I'm going to say, go do step 1. And when you're done, then come back and we'll teach you what step 2 is. Step number one is very simple. We are going to reach out to that person's hot market. We're still going to have them make a list. We're going to reach out to their hot market. What do I mean by hot market? People that they know, people that, that trust them, people that they have a relationship with. But we're not going to try and ask them to take a look at a business. You know what we're going to do? We're going to ask them to buy some Girl Scout cookies. But the difference is it's going to be a 6-pack. And here's what it's going to sound like. And we have this perfected with texting scripts. If you don't believe me, find Chanel Marsh on Facebook. Chanel, make a comment on this post and tell everybody how many boxes you moved within the first couple of hours. We do this texting, and here's how it works. We reach out to somebody and we say, hey, listen, Joe, I just joined a business. Don't worry, not going to ask you to join. Ha ha. But here's the deal. I've got a really big goal. I'm trying to find 10 people that are willing to try a 6-pack of an all-natural, healthy energy drink that my company offers. A 6-pack's $20. If you don't like it, I promise I'll never talk to you about it again. If you beg me down the road, I might even tell you about the business. But right now, I'm just trying to hit my goal, and I would really appreciate your support. Would you be willing to buy a 6-pack from me, drink 1 a day for the next 6 days, and just give me your honest feedback? What would you say? Statistically speaking, 80% says yes. Why? For the same reasons that they would say why to the Girl Scout cookies, because they want to help you reach a goal, because you asked for help. Not because you're calling them up and trying to sell them on the energy drinks and tell them how great they are, which, by the way, they are great. They're fantastic. But that's not the key here. The key is that you're asking for help to reach a goal. And that person is going to support you. Why? Because they have a relationship with you and they want to help. So here's what happens. We do this texting. We send text number 1 out. It says, hey, listen, hit me back when you've got just a quick minute. Text me back when you get just a quick minute. I just started a business and I think you might be able to help me out. So they respond, yeah, sure, what can I do to help? Listen, I just joined a business. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to join the business, but I really need some help. I'm trying to hit a goal. In the next 48 hours, I've got to find at least 10 people that are willing to buy a 6-pack of a healthy, all-natural energy drink. Drink 1 a day for the next 6 days and just give me your honest feedback. If you don't like it, I promise I'll never talk to you about it again. I'll even give you your money back. But I would really appreciate your support. This goal is important to me. Would you be willing to be one of my 10? Would you be willing to buy a 6-pack for $20? And you know what? People come back with text messages that say yes, 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 all day long. Chanel Marsh, I don't know the exact numbers, but I know that Chanel, within her first 2 hours, moved something like 18 6-packs. But think about what happened, folks. I want you to think about this. This is the person that we already know, statistically speaking, is going to come in. They're going to have $1,000 of product in the garage, and they're going to be out the door in 90 days. But instead, we've changed the entire cycle. Because now, think about that. Chanel Marsh goes and moves 18 6-packs at $20 a piece. Well, what is that? She's already gotten $20 for every single one of those. And I can't even do the math on that, but I know that it's probably more than what she made on the $330. So she got 100% of her initial investment back. She didn't even pick up the phone. But more importantly, here's what happened. Chanel texted me before the evening was over, and she said, oh my gosh, this is so easy. What do I do now? She moved all of her product, folks. In addition to that, she had 18 people that are now in process, that are consuming a high impact drink that when they drink it once, they're gonna love it. They drink it for 6 days, it's gonna become a habit. And you know what? When she moves all of her products, she is now done with step 1, but more importantly, she has people in process. Now, for those of you that are leaders, I want you to really follow me on this, because think about it. This is a person that you would have never gotten in front of one of their people. This is a person that would have left the business in 90 days. Instead, we have now built belief, confidence, excitement. They've got their initial investment back. Chanel Marsh had to order more product. Why? Because she was already out of her product. So she had to go and order more. So she goes around and she gets the people their product. She gets her initial investment back. And now she's got 18 people, which now leads us to step number 2. If you haven't done step number 1, then you know what? Don't move on to step 2 until you've done number 1. And guys, by the way, it doesn't matter if it's energy drinks or if it's detox cleanse kits or if it's our brand new protein bars that just came out that are way better than Quest bars, which are the #1 selling bar out right now because they have sucralose in them and ours don't. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it's not about the product. It's about asking someone for help. I could call somebody up and say the same thing. Hey, listen, I just joined a business. Don't worry, not going to ask you to join. But you know what? I really need some support. I'm trying to find 10 people that are willing to try an all-natural detox cleanse. The average weight loss is 9.7 pounds in 7 days. You know what? If you try it once and you don't like it, I promise I'll never talk to you about it again. I'll even give you your money back. But you know what? I really need some testimonials because I'm trying to hit a big goal and it's important to me. I would appreciate your support. Would you be willing to be one of my 5? Guys, it doesn't matter if that price is 79 bucks, if it's 20 bucks, or if it's 30 bucks for a box of protein. At the end of the day, if this is under $100, people are willing to help you hit a goal. That's the key. It's about asking for help. So what you've done is you've taken somebody, Aunt Betty, who traditionally would have been out of the business in 90 days, and now she's walking on cloud 9 because she got her initial investment back within her first 24 hours. Chanel, if you're on this presentation, write somewhere on here and let everybody know your experience so that they can hear that I'm not just making these things up. So step number 1, before you even go and recruit anybody, hot market system, move your product first. Get your initial investment back. That's step number 1. Then we move to step number 2. Well, think about it. You've now got people in process. Let's just say you've only got 10 people that you move product, which means you barely gave it an effort. You've got 10 people that are out there that are consuming your product. It's pretty easy to go back to those people and ask them a couple of questions. First question you're going to ask, what did you like best? What did you like best about those energy drinks? Well, you know what? I enjoyed, I drank it in the morning and it really, I like the taste and it made me feel alert. Great. Second question, would you be willing to sign up as a preferred customer and we'll just have this shipped to your house once a month? That way you don't have to worry about going to Circle K or stopping and getting a coffee every morning. This is a lot better for you. Would you be open to becoming a customer of mine? Yes or no? Okay, third question, very simple. Hey, by the way, are you open to making any extra income right now? Because if you're willing to pass out a few of these energy drinks to your friends, you got to take a look at what I'm doing, because this is so easy. And I made my money back within 48 hours, and I'm already making money. You should come take a look at what I'm doing. And at that point, all we're doing is we're putting them into the funnel, into the process. We put them in front of a presentation. We put them in front of an expert. And guys, that's step number 2, is you just follow up with the people that you put into process. Step number 3 is to get your core 4. Man, I'm getting fired up now. Step number 3 is to get your core 4. And this is what really separates MYNT from all the rest when it comes to the front end of our compensation plan. You go get your core 4. These are 4 people, your board of directors, that want to go out and grow the business with you. And here's how it works. You get 4 people. And where do you get those 4 people? From the people that you follow up with. And you just tell your story. And guess what? You're going to get, on average, if you do it your first month, a $1,500 cash bonus on top of the first order bonuses from sponsoring the packs that you bring in, plus your team commissions. You're going to make somewhere between $1,800 and $2,500 for sponsoring 4 people into the business. Guys, you show me a compensation plan in this profession today that allows you to go sponsor 4 people and make that kind of money. Remember what we talked about before. There has to be a way to be able to provide somebody that wants to come in here and put forward a full-time effort to be able to get a full-time income. Every single time you get 4 people, you qualify for the 4x4 bonus. You do it in the first 30 days, you get to participate in a ×2 multiplier which allows you to get to that level of income right from the very beginning. How did I do this? Very simple. I moved my product so I could create a story. I got my money back. At that point, guess what? Aunt Betty will never leave your business again because she got her initial investment back. She doesn't feel taken advantage of. She's excited to go tell people her story. Her confidence went through the roof. She now has belief, which is the single most important ingredient in building this business. So now what does she do? She follows up with those people. She asks 3 questions and she tells her story. She goes out and finds her 4 people. And at that point, she makes $2,000 on average within her first month on top of getting her initial investment back. At that point, Aunt Betty, the brand new person in the business that we know would have been gone in 90 days, has everything that she needs to go out and build a massive business here. Why? Because she has a story. And here's what it sounds like. Hey, listen, I got involved in this business. I got my initial investment back literally within the first couple days that I was in this company. I didn't even have to call anybody. I was just sending text messages. And then you know what? I made $22,000 in my first month just by going out and telling people what I was doing and telling people my story. You should probably, I said 22,000, 2,000. So at this point, she has everything she needs to be successful. She got her initial investment back and she made a couple $1,000s in her first month. I promise you, if she goes out and starts telling people that story, people are gonna wanna know what she's doing. We have now set Aunt Betty up for success. More importantly, we've changed the entire cycle because as you build an organization, think about that. You are now getting in front of and you're promoting a consumption model first. You're going out and you're getting 20 consumers for every 1 business builder, and you're actually accessing people that would have not put you in front of 1 person, would have been out the door in 90 days. You've concreted them in. Why? Because you've given them a story, you've given them success, and now you're in front of all of their people. Guys, this is how you grow from 100 to 1,000 to 10,000 to hundreds of thousands of people. But more importantly, you do it with a solid foundation. That is our hot market system, folks. Very simple. Step 1, get in, get your money back, move your product. Step number 2, let's go out and get your core 4 so that we can create your story. And step number 3, we take those 4 people and we duplicate it. We teach them to do the same thing. And you know what? At that point, you're now car qualified. Ask Jesse and Erica Belvin. They've been in the business for a couple of weeks and they just hit their car bonus today. They can go out and pick between 4 different cars. I know they're looking at a Jeep Rubicon right now, because they're just following the system. Guys, it's all about duplication, keeping it simple. Follow the system and the system will work. We have created a map, a roadmap of success. The only thing that you have to do is you've just got to be willing to take action. So with that, I want to say thank you very much to everybody that tuned into the presentation tonight. We're fired up. If you can't tell, I'm fired up, and I'm going to get on the call right now with a couple of team members that just came on that I guarantee you are lighting it up out in California. I am looking forward to the next year, and for those of you that decide to join us, I'm telling you, we're going to go do something. We're going to go do something that's very unique in this industry. What's that? Oh, Rob, say the word amazing. Am I saying amazing way too much?
No, I think we're supposed to.
Oh, that's what I'm supposed to say. I was challenged to say the word amazing. Rob Moffitt, you're doing a fantastic job. Rob and Tiffany, we love you. Guys, all of our leaders are right now available. Get them on the phone with somebody, because I promise you, they can explain this probably better than I can. And when people can see how they can get started and get their initial investment back right away, they can actually see how they can follow through with a system, and they can see themselves having success. They're going to want to join your business. So guys, we're ready. Thank you very much for tuning in. You guys have an awesome evening. Okay.